What's going on out there in YouTube and Rumble Land? Hope everybody's pulling through, doing well. You know the routine. Thank you for the likes, subs, views, donations, all that fun stuff. Yes, thank you. Everything helps. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm sitting here thinking before I hit the record button. You know, it's funny on how you, when you stop, so to speak, stop to smell the roses, more or less, and 55 on the clock, and like outgrowing stuff and ready to move forward, but yet it's like you're stuck in a void. And I say void for lack of a better term. You know, so kind of like yesterday's reading of knowing your worth, understanding your worth, understanding your, dare I say, version of duality. Yeah, four swords with the emperor. You know, some of you may very well be overanalyzing. Which you need to quit. Overanalyzing, overthinking. The lovely mate that's been coming in because, you know, it's 8:30 in the morning and we just gotta have our music blaring. Because, you know, everybody wants to jam out to the newest sensation from this person and that person. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm that guy. But, I mean, that could very well be, in essence, like noise in your life. Literally, just noise. Yes, the noise may have a face, the noise may have a name, but, you know, for all intents and purposes, it's just noise. There's no real substance to it. The Hierophant before I cut, yeah, I'm getting a, like, you're standing in the middle type, and everybody behind you, you know, like in those movies where it's like they go, sit back and they go, damn! That's basically that's the vibe I'm getting with that one, is like people, you're shocking people. You're shocking people because of the amount that you love yourself. 22 seconds, or 422 just passed. You're shocking yourself and people because the fact of, god damn. Yeah, for real, before I even start shuffling, you love yourself and you know yourself well enough that now you can come in as a page with the Ace of Cups and start showing people how to love you by your actions. And you can do this without feeling confined and or, that we've all done it. It used to happen and we've all felt it. Like, when somebody asks you for something and you finally get the balls to look at them and say that you don't want to do it and you just feel that guilty feeling. Yeah. That's going away. Because you're blasting through the bullshit. Knight of Wands. You're literally blasting through the bullshit. You're literally blasting through the bullshit. You're blasting through the bullshit in your past that left you high and dry. Blasting through the bullshit from the past. Like I said, you're tweaking, you're fine-tuning, you're understanding. Yeah, King of Pentacles. You're blasting through the bullshit of the past, understanding the fact of what you do actually have, which is a hell of a lot more than what some people have. Some people are just trying to hide and trying to, like one of my neighbors, constantly stays busy just because he thinks that's what needs to be done. Because if he's not busy 24/7, there might be a chance that, heaven forbid, he pick up alcohol or he pick up drugs. No, see, that's so beside you. You understand the simple fact of this. You understand the fact of duality. You understand the fact of, guess what? With that being the King of Pentacles, you're understanding the simple fact of you understand what you have. The Queen of Cups showed herself. You understand you may not have a lot, but what you have means more to you now than whatever you had. You may still be like me, personally speaking. I had a situation happen to me about a year and a half ago that, mind you, it was karma. Yes, I understand. I'm not bitching about it, but it still doesn't mean that I'm happy about the situation. Queen of Cups. Or, excuse me, Page of Cups. Anything else for this first pile? Or do we just get two today? But yeah, no, you're looking at, basically you're being able to see right through shit and everything else. So, Four of Pentacles, it technically came out in struggle. We're going to set it right there. You're not holding on. Ace of Wands. I mean, you are holding on, yes, but you're only holding on to what values you. Literally, that's it. If it's not literally bringing you forward and working with you and teaching you and doing this and doing that, it's gone. Plain and simple. It's gone. Plain and simply, it is gone. Yeah, it's gone because you're looking at yourself. The Nine of Swords popped out with the Eight of Wands or the Eight of Swords. Yeah, the world in the bottom of the deck. Come on now, you tell me. The Ace of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Swords all in the upright. That looks to me. That looks and feels to me that that's a whole lot of headspace. That's a whole lot of, you know, looking at the situations individually and realizing that if you want this right here, is this shit really going to be worth a fuck to you? I mean, it looks like to me, it just looks like you're stuck. And in this deck, when you're stuck, it's not like in the traditional tarot where the universe has kindly picked up one sword and put it to where you can get out. No, fucking bitch, you're stuck. You got yourself in this position. You're the one that's got to pull thy head out of thy ass and hear the. Let's put that motherfucker back on here. Screw that son bitch on. And let's pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off. You know, not physically, of course, but you know, this is more of a headspace and mind, you know, because it's all reverting back to, you know, your understanding the fact of walking beside instead of walking in front and in back. Three of Swords. Yeah, what did I say? You're not dealing with the stupid shit? Yeah, Three of Swords. In reverse. You're not dealing with the stupid shit. You are so not dealing with it. Like I said earlier, if it's not... It's almost like your red flag meter... Almost like your red flag meter got an upgrade. Because it's like you're being able to understand, and by understanding, you can make better decisions. And you can get this Yahoo the fuck up out of the way so you can get to the water. And see, it's not so much you're playing a sad song, it's the point of, I feel with this one, you're legitimately asking for help. You're standing there on your, in essence, soapbox. Because in this instance, it's not really a soapbox, it's you standing on your own. Interesting, 3 cards in each pile. Strings on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, no, you're sitting there, and see, one of the most common misconceptions, even I get caught up in this one, the Three of Cups celebration. Everybody thinks it's going to be fun. Everybody thinks it's going to be hoot and holler. Yeah, it's just maybe you just getting shit done and taken care of. The moon over, yeah, the moon. You're the moon over that Knight of Wands. You're done. You're done. You're done going down all those smoky trails that don't lead nowhere. Eight of Wands in reverse? Yeah, you ain't talking to nobody. You ain't doing shit. You're following your intuition. You're following your gut. Ten of Wands. Yeah, you're holding on to the fact of how far you've gotten. Whether it was with help from friends, family, if you have friends and family. Like me, I have a few people in my life that I consider more than acquaintances. Lovers, loving yourself, understanding yourself. Ace of Wands. Come on. Lovers and Ace of Wands. Yeah, no. The Six of Swords in reverse. You understand that if you go back to any of this shit, what's going to happen? You understand that to a T. The Seven of Pentacles, or no, the Eight of Pentacles showed itself. Knight of Wands. Yeah, no, you even though the card's facing the opposite direction, I'm getting a sense of your smarts and your intelligence is giving. Your smarts, your intelligence, and your intuition is pointing you in the direction that you really need to go. You're starting to see people's true colors. You're starting to see on how people actually are. Five of Cups in reverse, looking towards the future with Death in reverse. Yeah, no, this is like the last few that it's like sorry about that. My ear hole itched. I didn't want the damn music coming on and everything else, but no, it's almost like I'm getting a sense of like in your younger years, I know I did, you jumped on a lot, whether it was codependency, whatever, just because you were a wild child, whatever the case may be. But you're sitting here and you're being able to fine tune and look at stuff and realize certain aspects. Like, it's not so much being judgmental as much as it's being apprehensive on who you're around and the places that you go. Like, you slowly, yeah, this Ace of Wands, you're being extra careful. I mean, you're being extra careful. If you look at this, the little dude is looking back. It's like as you go forward, you have no problem going forward. You're la 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 la, but you're still. It's not so much you got your head on a swivel, but you've gotten better about it. But now it's more like if you hear a gigantic crash, you're going to jump back instead of hearing each and every noise and you're jumping back. You're just being a little extra cautious. Which there's nothing wrong with being a little extra cautious at all in the least goddamn bit. I don't blame you one bit for that shit. Because you understand that if you're not that way, you will lose everything. This is over the Nine of Swords. Yeah, no, exactly. You understand that if you don't follow this strict protocol because of your past, then you're going into new territory. It's not so much new territory, I just use that for lack of a better term, but you're going into a healthier way of living, a healthier communication style, a healthier relationship style, a healthier everything style. And so far, everything in this pile is looking back towards the first pile. So what does that tell me? Like I said before, you're fine-tuning, you're understanding the do's, the don'ts. Doesn't matter what level it's on, there's no balancing required at all. No balancing at all required, my friend. Chariot, movement, change. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. Almost kind of like the past. We are coming into retrograde. I got to upload a retrograde pre-shadow video here in the next 3 days. It won't be released until the 7th or the 6th, but I got to do it here in the next 3 days. The Empress. Your self-value is worth far. What did I say? You're learning that your self-value is worth far fucking more than anything anybody brings to the table. Because you're not going back. You closed out that cycle. You're in a cycle of knowing. You're in a cycle of caring. You're in a cycle of, like R-Truth, with that whole spiel in WWE with R-Truth 2221 or 2212. And what did I just say? You're starting a new cycle, and then it's 21 or 2212 or 2212 and 2222 just passed. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, well, he was R-Truth. They in essence fired him. WWE Universe went all fucking ape shit. They brought him back, but this time they allowed him to use his real name, which is Ron Killings. And his little catchphrase is, "My name's Ron Killings, you better put respect on my name." That's what I'm getting with that card. Kind of like a, dude, I'm not dealing with you. Either you're going to act right around me, or I'm not going to be around you. Plain and simple. With the Eight of Cups, it came out in reverse. Whatever it is, you're moving forward. You are straight up moving forward, which is what we want. Whether it's an offer, whether it's you finally looking at something the way you need to look at it, as I just said, whether it's an offer, whether it's finally something you looking at it the way you need to look at it. I love it when tarot and my guides just sit here and get everything going. Two of Cups. Yeah, no, you're so over this. You're doing this. And that's over the Emperor and the Pit and the Knight of Wands. What did I say earlier? Oh, look at that. Strength. You know you have the strength. You know you do. You're the Star. It came out in reverse, so what that tells me is, naturally speaking, some of us are a little more ahead of the other person. Nine of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, guess who knows your worth? Guess who's standing on your own 2 feet? Guess who's not being breadcrumbed? You know, I'm going to say most of us are at least half-ass balanced, which is better than not being balanced. But then again, we're always striving to make ourselves better than we was yesterday. That's always the goal. Plain and simple, that is always the goal. I don't care who you are. So, understanding, I'm proud of you, for starters. I am very proud of you. You're starting to understand the concepts of all the bullshit that you actually have went through, that you have actually been through, that you've survived. So let's start seeing these things go the other way. You know, the good way. Oh, guess what? Hey, you were right. Hey, this is going on. Hey, that's going on. Because that's what we want. So, don't forget, talk to me down there in those comments down below. Tell me if this shit's resonating. If it is, congratulations. I'm proud of you. If it's not, something I'm sure did. And if not, then it just wasn't your message. It happens. Trust me. I have terrible videos that come through and I'm sitting there scratching my head going, what the fuck? And then a little while later, oh shit, that's why you came through. So, have that open mind. Remember, everything's still up in the air. Free will's a bitch. This is just a generalized guesstimate of what's going on and what you yourself have actually been going through. So, till next time, namaste.